Lindblom angling. Yep. Yep.
Lindblom? Okay, Lindblom angling. So you've made over to religious Christian tones to your channel. Love that.
Yep.
As ever since I was young, I've had this dream to be a YouTuber and a professional fisherman. I'm blessed to be accepted into this fishing community. I have met many awesome people within a tight knit group. I've been fishing for nearly 13 years now, and between my dad, Crappie Man Jigs, and many other great fishermen, I've gotten to where I am with skills and talents on the water. I'm no professional, but I have a few tricks under my belt, and I'm ready to learn more about fishing, faith, and all of the blessings that have befallen me today.
Yep.
He's got Crappie Man in his channel description.
Yep.
That being said, Colby, so tell us like exactly like how old were you? How did the idea first get in your head that hey, I want to be a fishing YouTuber? How did this happen?
So it started out. I was probably like 4 years old, and I was watching people on YouTube, and they were playing games, Minecraft, Roblox, GTA, and whatnot. I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. I think I want to be a YouTuber.
Okay.
And I have the opportunity to have this channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it started out, it was just going to be kind of me. Just me doing my thing, whether that be fishing or whatever I was doing. But it ended up that I've grown to love fishing so much over the past about 5 years. Backstory, I've really started fishing my normal spot about 3 years ago, and I've been biking up there ever since, other than when I've been injured. And pretty much, it got to the point of where I was starting to take videos of what I was catching, and I was kind of trying to learn more about how to catch the fish in there. I was like, well, I want to go into this chat, and it was Crappie Man Jigs. I remember I saw a video of him, and he was testing chartreuse versus pink baits in muddy water, and I was like, I need to comment on it and tell him about my thoughts on dirty water. And I remember I was like, well, this is pretty cool. So I subscribed to him. About 2 weeks later, I ended up actually seeing him live streaming. I was like, hey, I'm going to go check out his stream. This looks pretty cool. And that's kind of how it got started. I pretty much worked my way in, and at that point, I only had like 5 subs, and that was actually before I posted anything. This was March of this year when I actually started posting. I think it was like March 14th or something like that was the first time I posted anything. And it just started off with the ice fishing season was coming to an end. We had just gotten off the ice. We did a tournament up north, and I was like, well, I got content. I've got videos of me releasing fish, so maybe I should try posting it. And it got to the point of where Turner was telling me about the streaming a little bit. I was asking about it and the fishing. And he was like, well, a good way to grow your channel is to make shorts and then to go into other communities and ask for subs until you get to the 50 and then to start streaming. And I was like, heck yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm going to try and do that. And eventually I convinced my mom to let me, actually post stuff. She was like,
Right.
no, you're not going to have a channel. You're not going to have a channel. You're not going to have a channel. And I talked my dad into it, and he was like, just let the kid have his channel. And it took a little while, and she was finally like, all right, whatever. He can post some videos, whatever. And then I started streaming, and I think it was like Lewis and Cleveland, and I saw Turner a couple times my first few streams. He wasn't like always in there, but he came in there, I don't know, maybe my fourth stream or something like that. I was like, holy crap, I have 900 views on a stream. Like, that's huge. And at that point, I hadn't had any shorts get more than, I don't know, 500 views, 1,000 views. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. That's crazy. I was like, hey, I got 5 hours of watch time from a stream. We're moving up. And eventually it got to the point, I think it was like the end of April and into May, I was getting like 3,000 to 5,000 views on most of my streams. Actually, I think it was sometime like mid-May, I got 21,000 views on a stream. I couldn't believe it.
Right.
I said, holy crap, I had 200 people in at one point on a stream that was 2 hours and 3 minutes. And I had, I went out at right after I got home from school, I biked over to the dam and I streamed from, I don't know, 3:30 until 7:30. I did 2 different streams because I was like, well, really, I can do 2 different streams because I got enough time. I was trying to do 2-hour streams. That was my goal at that point, and still I like to try and get the 2-hour mark. Today I did. I actually see better results when I stream for 2 hours or very slightly over that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I always say the longer you can stream, the better. Whenever people are trying to get monetized, I think go as live as often as you can for as long as you can, and that's the best way to go live or to get monetized. I mean, yeah,
right.
Because it compounds.
Yeah, it does. Right.
So would you say that when you first had the idea to start a YouTube channel, was right from the get? Did you know you wanted to do fishing, or had you contemplated maybe doing something else?
Originally, I had thought about doing gaming, and I was kind of thinking about that. I had asked my parents back in like 2021 if I could have a gaming YouTube channel, and I got the answer no. And I kept asking, and I kept asking, and I was like, I don't know, maybe gaming isn't right for me. Like, I got to the point of 2021, 2022, I wanted to have a gaming channel. And then I started fishing more and more and more. I'm guessing that I've fished probably over 200 days this year.
Okay.
And,
so did the two, you were fishing more and more naturally, and then you were thinking about YouTube, and then eventually the two intersected and met?
Yeah, so I was fishing more and more, and I was like, well, at this point, like fishing is the majority of what I do. Like, I don't, I still play basketball and other stuff, but fishing is where my concentration was. So once I got out of basketball this spring, and we were done with the ice fishing season, I started my channel. And originally, it really wasn't for just fishing. Like, yeah, fishing was like the majority of it, but I wanted to add in bowling, and I wanted to add in basketball, and I wanted to add in the hunting aspects. Like, still, it's not totally fishing. Like, I think my last long form video was making jerky, and I've got a bunch of streams with basketball and bowling, but it's not like it's like fishing is probably 90% of my channel.
Right. So when did that first moment come that you knew like I love fishing? Like, how did that first come about? Did your dad take you? Like,
yeah, so I've been fishing. I think, well, I've heard this story many times from my parents, but I was probably about 3 or 4 years old, and I wasn't even like really truly fishing at that point. It was more of just I wanted to be there, and my mom I wasn't really paying attention at that point. My mom was like, "We're going home for a nap," and by the time we got home, I was screaming, "I want to go fishing! Bring me fishing!"
Nice.
And that's
That's
just how I've
awesome.
been ever since.
Hell yeah. I still yell that at Emmy all the time, my wife.
Yep.
Um, so can you tell us kind of just generally like where you're located and what bodies of water you primarily fish?
I'm in southern Minnesota. Mainly, I fish a lot of the lakes down in here. So the Cannon River is the majority of what I fish. Um, I like to fish lakes, rivers, and dams because that tends to have the best structure. For the
Right.
lakes, I try and look for bridges and whatnot. Um, but most of the time, I'm fishing the Cannon River.
Oh, thank you, Double A. Y'all drop some dubs in the
Holy
chat.
crap,
Double
Alex.
A, thank you. Sending
Am I going to get a
20 gift
renewal?
members. Maybe. I don't know. Are you in the chat?
I was very originally. I was.
So yeah, um, you mostly fish lakes and rivers, and then
Yep.
what species do you primarily target?
I primarily target crappies, walleyes, and bluegills. I don't mind going
Right.
after some bass or some pike, but that's only when the fishing, like I can't go and catch crappies and I can't go and catch walleyes.
All right. So kind of a two-part question. A lot of times it ends up being the same answer, but what is your favorite fish to catch, and what fish are you best at catching?
Oh, that's a good question. My favorite fish to catch is smallmouth. The fight is unreal on them. I've caught two smallmouth. They're both 13 inches or so. The second one was 13 and a half inches or so. And both of them jumped like 3 feet out of the water. I have it on video.
Nice.
What am I best at catching? I hate to say it, but it's probably bluegill or bullheads or carp. Like there's just so many
Oh,
of them in here. It's unreal.
I've watched a lot of your streams, and I've heard you say many, many times that you catch thousands of carp. I've never seen you actually catch a carp.
That's because I'm trying. I'm purposefully trying not to catch them. If I wanted to catch a carp, I could go and catch a carp today because I know where they hang out during the winter.
Yeah. Well, I mean that you could snag them in the winter.
Well, yeah.
That's
See, you could do that too, but what I've done is I just take my little crappie jigs, right, and just cast it right in front
yeah,
of their face, and they run right into it. And it normally
yeah,
hooks them in the mouth because they're not like it's mouth open, mouth closed, mouth open, mouth closed. Like
right.
if your mouth's open and I cast right in front of your mouth, it goes into your mouth.
That's what she said. No.
I guess.
um. All right. So you're best at catching bluegill, but your favorite fish to catch is smallmouth. Um.
Yeah.
So, but you've only caught two smallmouth. Did I hear you correctly?
Yep.
Okay. So, what sort of catch bluegill? If you wanted to,
If I want to catch a bluegill, normally what I do is I'm going to throw on either night crawlers or wax worms or something like that, or sometimes I'll take like um, the nibbles, like the panfish nibbles, like the power bait stuff, and I'll put those on. But what I like to use is just little tiny ice fishing jigs. Can't remember what they're called, but they got like little flashy spinners. I might have one actually. I got all my tackle right here, so I might as well, you know.
oh yeah, yeah. So that's what you got
Uh,
going on.
another another good way to catch them is flies. Just throw some flies below a bobber and like tide flies. Like I got some Billigren's pit stop flies, or I've caught them on hair jigs that I've tied myself. It's in here. I don't know. Anyway, little stuff like
Okay.
that with like a wax worm or a piece of a night crawler work amazing.
Right.
Oh, and this has been my secret weapon out on the ice. The little tiny Castmaster. Little orange Castmaster. I think that's the 132nd ounce.
You've been getting some.
I haven't caught any walleyes on the ice yet.
Oh no.
I caught. Oh yeah, perch. Yeah. Yep.
How are you catching those?
With that orange Castmaster. That's how I caught like 10 of the 11 that I caught. No, 2 of them were on minnows. Never mind. Yeah. So 9 of the 11 were on that Castmaster.
What did you catch your 2 smallmouth on?
I might have them here. The second one was on a Ruben Flores squirrel tail jig. Custom. I had him make them custom for me. Crystal flash, red and yellow hair, and a red and yellow head. That's what I caught the second one on, a slightly bigger one. The first one was on an ice fishing jig. I was just targeting whatever was going to bite, you know, a little piece of a night crawler. And I was throwing out, yeah. That's also my secret weapon for crappies during ice fishing season. I've caught multiple 14-inch crappies on that jig. Yeah, I think it was 2021. My dad, he would send down his jig, and he couldn't get him to bite. I'd just walk over to his hole, send that down, boom. I think I caught 3 out of the same hole that he was fishing. He'd just move over, and I'd send it down.
You got the touch.
I got the touch.
What is the biggest fish you've ever caught?
The biggest fish I've ever caught was a 24.5-pound king salmon out of Lake Michigan. Yeah, Emmy, I'm thinking the same thing.
Fishing.
Yeah, salmon fishing is a blast.
Yeah, and you fish Lake Michigan, so we should go together sometime because
hey, I'm down.
That's where I'd like to go. I'm 2 hours from there, and that's closer than you are probably. So we could do a collab I think for sure. We're gonna.
From where I live, it's I think 5 hours and 15 minutes to where we normally go, and then we go out with a guy my dad worked with 20 years ago.
Fish that you haven't caught yet?
Is this just dream fish, or is this just fish that I have never caught and that I want to catch?
Fish, I guess if you you could go there too.
Well, I'd love to catch a muskie. That would be awesome. But I'd also love to catch, you know, a 7-pound smallmouth or a 17-inch crappie or something like that.
Okay. I don't recommend muskie fishing.
Yeah. The only muskie I've ever seen caught was we were fishing for bluegills up in the south side of the cities, and it was my cousin's husband, and yeah, 25-inch muskie on a piece of a night crawler. Not a very big one, but
that's where I swear, like 90% of muskie stories are people accidentally catching a muskie, and it's like a once in a lifetime type.
Yeah.
What is your? Well, you already said your favorite fish that you ever caught were your smallmouth. Do you have any fishing superstitions? Anything that you think brings good luck or bad luck?
The orange shirt.
The orange
That's
shirt.
that's it right there. It's the orange shirt.
Gotta have the orange
Another shirt is I've got a tie-dye shirt. That's my salmon fishing shirt. It only works for salmon fishing. Yeah, I've never caught a 20-pound salmon except for when I'm wearing that shirt, and I've caught 6 20-pound salmon.
Oh my god, that's a lot of 20-pound salmon. Now, when you caught those salmon, what was the time of year? What setup were you using? Were you out deep? Were you on the shore in a boat? Well, tell us.
So I've never caught a salmon anywhere except for on a boat. Most of the time it's August, but I caught 2 20-pounders the same night in September. That was fishing in 20 to 40 feet of water. Most of the time we're fishing between 70 and 170 feet of water, and we're using flasher flies and spoons. I think I've caught 1 or 2 salmon on J plugs, but it's normally the flasher flies and the spoons.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in August. We normally go up for my dad's birthday, which is August 7th. So normally we're out there for about a week around that time. And then last year we went up, no, not last year. We went up to Superior last year in September, but that was with a different guy. I think we've been out in September and October, like 3 times total. We've been going for about 5 years, 6 years. I don't know. Something like that. Yeah, I went live in August. I think I streamed 2 or 3 of the days that we were out there.
Well, I'm definitely going to catch it next year. I'm sorry I missed it this year. I would have liked to have seen that. I mean, I'd rather.
Hey, you can always go back, but I think the one was 5 hours and the other one was 7 hours or something like that. And we caught like 10 fish both of the days, but it's not, it's slow. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I think I made a short of, we had a triple. We had 3 fish on at the same time. Yeah, I think it was my dad was fighting a fish, and the rod that was right next to me started going off, and I saw it going. It started bending inward, and it was hammering, and I heard some drag going. I was like, "Oh, we got a fish! We fish!" And I pulled it out of the rod holder, and as I'm holding on to it, my brother says, "We got another one," and points up on the other side of the boat, and there's one on the planer board.
Wow. I've never caught a salmon, so it's on the to-do list for sure.
Yeah, I think salmon and carp are the 2 hardest fighting fish based on weight because they're always swimming.
Right, that makes sense. I mean, you hate catching carp. I love catching carp.
Right,
It's because of the weight. I don't know. The fight.
Yeah.
The fight is everything, man. You could go fishing with anyone in the world, any time, place. All that.
Can I bring other people with me?
Um,
All right. Me, my dad, and Bill Dance. There we go.
yeah, okay. Right up. Dad, a big Bill Dance fan?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I think that'd be fun.
You are?
Not really, but I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
We need somebody who knows how to fish.
You never know. You might be teaching him a thing or two.
Chef 88. Hey, I know a guy that fishes there. Hey, 38 inches. I've caught two over 38 inches. 24 and 24 and a half pounds.
Rinse all my question.
Oh, we're going through the question. Do you want me to keep talking? I can do that.
From chat. Hit Kobe.
Go for it. I was thinking I was talking too much.
No, not at all. Not at all. The key to the show is that my guests need to talk a lot.
Okay. Well, I'm good at that. I just don't want to talk too much. What? My favorite fishing snack? Ooh. See, there's different stages to this. You got boat snacks and you got fishing snacks. Fishing snacks is stuff that you can get to quick out of your pockets or whatever while you're jigging. Boat snacks are different, where you're sitting, you're trolling, you're not doing anything. So I would say when you're sitting, not doing anything, you're gonna want munchies. Cheez-Its, some sort of chips, beef jerky. Always got to have a sandwich, ham sandwich, turkey sandwich, something like that. But when I'm, jigging, I want a cookie. I want, pocket cookies. Plastic baggie, put in 5-6 cookies, we're good. That's all you need. Uncrustables, hey, Mark P, that's good, but yeah, don't bring the bananas.
When you're
No. I just take the cookie in my hand, shove it in my mouth, and just there we go. What was that? Oh yeah. What kind of a question is that? We're not scared of that.
this is why one of my favorite corn dogs.
Oh yeah.
Dogs on fire. And you actually have the food. You can just touch the stick But I do a lot of catfishing, so I'm cutting fish up. I got blood and guts on my hand.
Right.
It's a little more, you know what I mean? I don't want to touch my food after that.
Right. See, Emmy knows. No, it's not even like I'm trying to mess with you. You just cut out because you start talking so fast that YouTube does not process you. Yeah, it just cut out. I have no idea what you just said. I can halfway hear you laughing.
All right, does anyone have any questions? Clearly, YouTube.
I think Zyro asked one, but
How tall you are?
me? I think I'm just under 6'1".
Emmy, I'm gonna need you to bed.
Fishy, I think it's time for a new phone. Maybe drop that one through the ice and then claim insurance on it. Yeah, my dad's gone through peace. No, I'm not 5'11". My dad's 5'11", and I'm 2 inches taller than him. Hemi.
So yeah, what's next for the channel? What do you got coming up? Oh my God! Thank you so much, Jackson. Drop some W's in the chat for Jackson.
Yeah, W's in the chat for Jackson. That's awesome. Plans for the channel. So it's ice fishing season. I'm probably gonna end up streaming in the fish house, but before that, I'm gonna end up streaming in the tent. I'm gonna turn on the lights in the tent, and I'm gonna stream from the time that I get out. From the time I get out there to the time I come back in. Well, depends. I need to find the fish before I can do that. If I find the fish during the day and I still got at least 2 hours left of the day, I'll stream. Like yesterday, the wind was so nasty that I just couldn't because I was planning on streaming. I was going to set up right next to my dad because he was catching fish and I was not. Well, not catching fish. I caught 13 perch or 11 perch and a bluegill. But it was slow. We were out there for 5 hours, 5.5 hours, and it was, I caught 14 fish, and that just wasn't fast enough when I was packing up, moving around, trying to get on top of them. So yeah, I was gonna set up right next to my dad, and he came out to help me set up. The wind had switched from the northwest. It was then at the southwest, and it actually blew his tent over onto the side, and he ended up, his coat got wet, and the wind was just getting worse. It was about 30 miles an hour. So he wasn't going to be able to sit out. I was telling him that I wanted to stay out there and stream, and I would have. If that wouldn't have happened, I would have, because he was on the fish.
'91, '94, '95.
I think somebody had over 500. I think maybe that was Mrs. Turner. I don't know. Holy crap. Jeepers. Wish I had money like that. Oh, that's it, maybe. Yeah, I've been out ice fishing twice now. Yeah, I was out on Wednesday. I caught 3 bluegills, and then I tried streaming in the tent, and I had 2 bites and missed them both. My Vexler was not working for me at all. And then I was out yesterday from, I think I was fishing at 7:30, and we came off the ice, and we were home by 1:30 because his coat was wet and we just couldn't stay out.
So I went ice fishing once so far this year, and I fell flat on my back really bad.
Yep.
And I'm scared to go back out now.
Well, I have rubber boots. I have 400 gram. I don't know. I think they're guide gear boots, 400 gram insulated, and they don't fit the cleats that I normally wear. My other boots are 800 gram, so they're a lot bigger, a lot bulkier. So the cleats go on and they don't come off. Well, on these boots, both times I've gone fishing, the cleats have fallen off. Luckily, they fell off in the parking lot yesterday before we even went. But yeah, I ended up walking out glare ice, 30-mile-an-hour wind, without ice cleats. And I didn't fall once. I got pretty close a couple of times when I came off of snow patches. Do not hit the snow patches if you're wearing rubber boots, because yeah, you lose all your grip. It's insane. You're safe on the snow patches, but when you leave the snow patch and you don't have cleats on, you're done, because that little bit of snow that gets in between the ice and your boots, and that stops the rubber from doing its thing and kind of grabbing on. But yeah, no,
That's true.
when we walked out, it was about 20-mile-an-hour wind out of the west, and we came on from the west side of the lake yesterday, and walking out, it took 15 minutes to get to my spot, and it's 3/4 of a mile. On the way in, on the way when we were going back to the truck, it took 45 minutes, and it wasn't as long of a walk for me.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of ice fishing, man. It's a lot of work for a little payout.
Well, a little payout, we ended up bringing home 19 bluegills, 5 perch, and a crappie. Yeah. Well, none of the fish that we caught were like unreasonably small. Like we could have kept everything we caught. It's just that we're kind of, we don't need it. Oh boy. Here goes Jackson.
He dropped some W's in there. Oh, he's up to 24, 26, 27, 30, 31, 33, 35, 38, 39, 40, 42, 43, 45.
Yeah, peace. I've seen that I catch a lot more fish ice fishing, but it's a lot easier to locate them because they're all schooled up. Summer fishing, I catch. Actually, I've probably caught more fish this summer than I did last ice season, but the size was smaller because I caught, I probably caught 400 or 500 walleyes this year. I've caught over 500 crappies this year total, but I've kept, I don't know, maybe 40 walleyes at the most this year, and crappies I've kept less than 100. I I couldn't click that fast. That's insane. He's still going. Peace.
He's still going. He's still going. 220.
Peace. Do you want flay a perch?
Perch are like the easiest thing there are to flay.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Peace says he doesn't. Peace says he doesn't want to flay a perch. You know how I flay them? I flay them just like a bluegill or a crappie. Either that, or I'll just go right through the pin bones. For me, I actually go over the pin bones and then down the ribs. Then they're boneless. I don't have to take them off I just take them off the skin and there's no bones.
You're ice fishing Madison this week, Peace? Send me a text. Maybe I'll come with you. I got to get some cleats. I'm not going back out without cleats. I'm not doing that fall again. I'm not. It was awful.
Yeah, my dad got some
I'm
Yak
too
Track
old.
Diamond cleats that'll fit on my boots, so I guess that's what I'm wearing next time we go out. I'm not gonna wear the cheap ones that don't fit on my boot right. Well, see, but Peace, you can just go down and through and right down the spine, and it's not that hard.
Glacier pothole lakes. I've never tried those. Kind of out, Chef.
A lot of they're probably smaller lakes that are made by the glaciers. Oh,
Some of those glaciers are like hundreds of feet deep, even though they're like really small.
right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
$8
all good
cleats
now.
Walmart.
It took me like 3 or 4 days to heal, I would say. Like it took 2 rough days, and then there were a couple more days where I was like pretty much okay, but if I like laughed or coughed, I still felt it. Yeah, to fillet fish 12-inch or better, forget about it. I get that.
I don't know. I slightly disagree with you there, Piece. I'll keep eight and a half inch bluegills, and I can get the meat off of that just fine. And I think we had 25 fish. It took me under an hour and a half for all of them. And mine were totally boneless. You know, all you goofballs, you all got the pin bone still in them. I'm good at flaying fish.
Donate, it's worth difference of money, but they're kind of like penny gifts, if that makes any sense.
Yep, pretty much.
But I
Each
mean,
one's like a penny.
which ones you use? Like the hundreds, that's like 2 cents.
Yeah, right.
They're all different prices, but they're all like below $1. But when you do hundreds of them like that, that adds up. Which I've got 774 jewels have been donated this live. That's pretty awesome. Thank you guys so much. What's up, Source? Oh, Edward wants to know where you want to go fishing.
Where I want to go fishing?
Someday.
I really want to go to Devil's Lake. I want to go to Red Lake. I don't know. I'd like to go fishing on one of them brush piles with Turner. That'd be pretty fun. I don't have a live scope. Otherwise, I'd probably end up catching a lot more fish than I do. Like just to be able to live scope, like I've borrowed live scope before, and it's completely different. It's a whole different game. My dad was sitting 10 yards away from me, and I said, "Here comes the school of bluegills." He's like, "Yup, got him." And I watched him go up the hole. And I could see, oh, here comes the pike. It's chasing the bluegills. Bluegills are under me. Pike's right next to you.
Yep. Actually, I live about 45 minutes from Devil's Lake.
Cool. Familiar with what?
Grill and Chill.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys that I collab with quite a bit. And he's got the
Yeah, I would love to go out to Devil's Lake. The perch. Go fish the flooded timber for perch. We went up to North Dakota in 2021, and there was a guy. We had 16 inches ice. There was a guy going up to the trees. It was 55 degrees outside and sunny. And the guy went out next to the flooded trees in 16 feet of water. He was throwing his little ice spoon on his ice rod up into the trees, letting it sink, and he was catching perch off the trees through the hole that was around the tree because it was melting.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was catching, I think we kept about 30 perch total. Maybe it was, no, the one day we had 42, and then the next day we went back and we had like a dozen, and then we had a walleye. But that day it was super cold and windy. The first day, yeah, it was 55 degrees and sunny, and we went out and we just sat and we drilled like 20 holes, and we just went around in circles, and you'd catch like 2 or 3 perch, and then you'd catch a little walleye, and it'd be like, I don't know, 10 to 12 inches. We only ended up keeping one walleye, and I think I caught over 20 walleyes in the 2 days that we fished that were all like 10 inches.
They gotta be 14. Zoom.
It was recommended that they'd be 14, but there wasn't an actual size limit on the lake.
Oh, okay. That's different.
Yeah, it said the recommended size for keeping perch was 8 inches. We didn't keep any under 9.5, and we had 42 of them the first day that were between 9.5 and 10.5.
So you have some pretty amazing fish fries, huh?
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite way to cook fish?
Deep fried. We got one of the big industrial style deep fryers, and I just take Andy's fish fry or Louisiana fish fry and just take them right out of the bag. We freeze them in water, and then we that's so they last longer in the freezer. And then what we do is we just once they're thawed out, we'll rinse them off, and then we'll just throw them in the batter and fry them for about 2 minutes. Perfect.
Now, How do you batter them? Do you have like a double solution, or do you just go
Nope.
straight for like the dry powder?
Just right for the dry. It's like cornmeal base, pretty much.
Okay. Any good perch lakes in southern Wisconsin? He's actually from Minnesota, but he comes to Wisconsin a lot to fish, correct?
I've only fished Wisconsin for Lake Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and then some
Yeah,
stock trout fishing, but
yeah,
yeah,
Lake Michigan definitely.
Lake Michigan, I caught. We're not allowed to fish there anymore, I guess. But last year, I think we had our limit of perch, and the biggest one, I got one that was 11 3/4, but its tail was messed up. Otherwise, it would have been like 12 and a half. I think I didn't keep any under 9 inches, and I had the 20 perch that we were allowed 25 because we were with another guy. I think we had like 21 or 22 perch that we kept.
I will say for specifically for southern Wisconsin, there's a lake called Gibbs Lake, Gibbs. It's got a pretty healthy perch population if you're looking for a perch lake in southern Wisconsin.
I'm gonna have to keep that in mind, Fishy. Stealing your spot.
I'll go for it. I don't go there as much anyway because the shoreline kind of has limited access, and you actually have.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm not paying to fish.
I mean, I could pay $20.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever get into perch fishing, I know good rods, and I know how to rig it up for them.
All right.
You just don't want your gear to be too
Yeah.
heavy.
Right. I'll text you a pin later, Ancient. Send me a text later to remind me, and I'll text you a pin. Big perch over by Green Bay out here in the bay. Don't even need to get off that far offshore. Yeah, Green Bay's like, I think that's probably like 4 or 5 hours north of us, though.
Hold up. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna find the pictures. We were fishing right off the docks in the marina, and yeah, no, it was perch after perch after perch. We just set out. It was me and my dad. I'd set out my 3 rods, and he'd have 2 or 3 rods out, and it was just boom, 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 one after another. And I think I only threw back 3 or 4 perch, and that's only because they were 8.5 or 8 3/4 inches, and not the 9 that I wanted. Let's see. I have so many pictures of fish. Not even into the spring yet.
Yeah, I know my memory gets full, and I have to start deleting pictures of fish. And it's like I don't want them.
Oh, I might have the picture here.
Oh wow! Oh, a couple nice
Yeah,
northern too, man.
yeah, and about a 9.5 inch bluegill that I caught on a beetle spin.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I think those pike were both about 30. Hold up, I can find another picture here. I gotta scroll all the way back. Come on. Yeah, April. Last December. Last September. August. Let's see. There. You can see that's about 11-inch perch right in the marina.
Not bad, not bad at all.
Yeah, I got yelled at for this year. I got yelled at for streaming in the marina. I was trying to live stream perch fishing, and I caught like 4 perch. And they were like, "This is a private marina. You can't stream here, and now you can't fish either." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Really? I can't fish the marina, but the kids over there can fish?" Yeah,
What
this
lake
kid
was
does
that?
love fishing.
He does.
What was that?
He said the lake he went to the other day, the northern have to be 40 inches to keep. That's like the smallest they can be to keep.
That's insane. That sounds like
Yeah.
up in like northern Manitoba. I watched Jay Siemens go up there once, and it was one fish after another, and the average size was 38 and a half inches or something like that.
Yeah, I think I didn't catch a four. I caught like 3 or 4 that were in the 38 to 39.
Yeah, I think the biggest pike I've ever caught was like 32 or 33. I just don't fish for them all
I
that
actually
much.
caught.
Yeah, I think Minnesota state record's like 48 and a half, and it was like 45 pounds. That's insane.
But yeah, I don't really target them often. I occasionally catch them on accident when I'm catfishing. Must be for a couple months at the end of the year this year,
You probably caught a lot of.
and that's when I caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my best pike this year. My best pike this year came while I was fishing for bass. I caught a 5 pound bass up just above the dam that I normally fish, and I was like, "Oh, there's big bass here. Let's try and catch a bass." Well, I caught like 4 bass in that week that were all over 3 pounds. But what happened is I threw out a paddle tail, and I caught like a 28-inch pike, and I was like, "Hey, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna keep throwing this. Let's see if I can catch a bass." You know, I ended up throwing right into a clump of weeds, like right on the edge of the clump of the weeds. And
Yeah.
as soon as I started to reel, it was wham. And I thought I had a weed for a second, and I yanked on it, trying to get out of the weeds. And I was like, this is kind of pulling in a funny direction. And then it started to like actually fight. And then it went around the dock. And I got it all on GoPro footage, and I got it on the stream. Yeah, it ended up being a 32-inch pike, and it was only like 8.5 pounds, but it was still like nice pike.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's their pike are weird like that. Like their girth is so different that the inches don't tell the whole story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yep. I
Shut her down. I'm looking for questions from the chat. Come on, chat. You got some more questions for Colby?
yeah. Questions for the chat, from the chat, not for the chat.
Yeah. What he said.
Yeah, I guess.
You got any shout outs you want to do, Colby? Any promotions, any giveaways or anything coming up?
10K. I think that'll be biggest bluegill I've ever caught. I caught a 10 and 5/8 back in when was that? That would have been January. And my dad caught an 11. I've never fished Havasu, but I'd love to fish it. That's like that's another dream fish is a 4 pound bluegill. That would be crazy.
Okay. Is that a common thing in this Lake Havasu?
Yeah. It's insane. I think the average sunfish in there is like 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds. And I
Okay,
think
I want to fish
somebody
Lake
caught one that
Havasu.
was somebody caught one that was like 4 pounds, 13 ounces. I think it was actually just this year. And that's the new state record for Arizona. Oh, 6 pounds? Is it 6 pounds? I'm thinking bluegill though. 6 pounds is a red ear sunfish. Somebody caught a 4-pound, 13-ounce bluegill out of there too. Biggest smallmouth, Josie. That was I've caught two that were about 13. The bigger one was about 13 and a quarter, 13 and a half, and it was on a Ruben Flores squirrel tail. I think I showed that off earlier too.
Yeah. Hell yeah. What's
See,
up,
I
Max?
want to. I could actually like remake these jigs because I have I have the crystal flash. I don't have the squirrel tail, but I get the crystal flash. I can paint the jigs literally the exact same. Hey,
this guy thinks he knows Ruben.
what's up, Ruben?
How you doing, Ruben? What's your biggest carp? Yeah, no, that one interests me. What's your
Well, are you asking that actually ate my jig or that I ended up snagging? There's different answers there.
had in your hand? You got on the shore. Doesn't
Oh,
count.
that I got
Hit
on.
it like.
Well, if I got on, if you're counting anything that made it to the shore, I think I caught a 23-pound carp this spring. I caught a 21 and a half pound. It was 38 inches or so. I know that a 36-inch carp weighs about 16 pounds.
Yeah.
And I've caught, my dad got one that was, he said it was like, he figured it was about just over 20. I know a guy caught one that was, yeah, it had to have been 25 pounds or real close to it right next to me. And I think I got that on stream back in like April or something like that. Maybe it was May. But yeah, no, I caught a buffalo last year that was 21 and a half pounds. Well, I've never caught a smallmouth buffalo. I think that'd be pretty cool to catch a smallmouth buffalo. All I've caught is the big mouth buffalo. And big mouth buffalo, you smoke them, they taste pretty good.
People confused though. So the big mouth. Well, I guess so. The big mouth buffalo, they have like a sucker type mouth, right? And the smallmouth buffalo just have like normal lips, almost like a or something, right?
Um, I think smallmouth buffalo, their mouth is a little bit down more, and then they have more of a hump back, and they tend to be a grayish green color. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the big mouth buffalo are more of a black or like a dark gray, and then they'll have more of a protruding mouth, kind of like a carp does, like sticking out the front. Um,
Yeah. So what I
yeah.
and then it made
Yeah, I've actually learned just about every species of fish in Minnesota, so I can identify just about anything you show me, even if it's like a hybrid or like a breed that gets confused very often. Like I can tell you the difference between a bluegill, a green gill sunfish, a green sunfish. Um, I've caught an orange spotted sunfish. That was pretty awesome. They're not even supposed to be in the state, actually. Like nobody has them documented. Um, yeah, like I can identify just about anything that you show me. What's up, Orp? 1 minute.
1 minute.
I think Josie asked what my favorite rod and reel brand were.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to say for reel, Cast King. I really love the Cast King Centron reels. That's what I use on most of my rods. And then for rods, I'm gonna have to go with Shakespeare, like their Micro Series rods. Only the Micro Series rods. I don't really like Shakespeare other than that, but the Micro Series rods, they're awesome. They're super light and they can cast well.
Nice.
10? Yeah.
Reels that I got for everyone this year. Contents.
Yeah, our boat captain out on Lake Michigan, he gets crap for using 10 reels. So I had to give you some too.
I won this reel from Skipjack Cindy giveaway. I don't know what it is, but it's nice.
It's pretty hard to see. I can't identify that because it's, I see like 12 pixels.
Oh, well, this might be pointless then.
I can see that it's a fishing reel, and I can see that there's some green braid on it. I think it's braid anyway.
I love braid. I hate mono.
I don't. Yeah, I hate mono, but I'll use it for leaders. That's about the only reason I'll use mono is for leaders. Unless I'm fishing, clear water. Oh yeah. Jesus, or what have I won? What have I won on giveaways? I won some stuff from Grumpy Vet. I won some stuff from SoCal, and I've never won an actual giveaway from Turner. I don't think I've won any giveaways. Josie, what size braid were you using? Because depending on the size of your braid compared to your rod, like that can happen. My rods, I'm using 8-pound braid, and I'm fishing for small fish. Even with the carp, it ain't gonna happen. My line will break before it does that. But like I'm not when I get snagged, I don't like just pull. I got the method to it. I take the line and kind of flick the wrists, and that's about the only way I can do it. Other than just I don't use the rod to try and get myself out of a snag. I actually use the reel to do it. I grab onto the reel and just pull.
This is all the stuff I won in Turner's Fish Miss giveaway.
Are those Ergle? I think those are Ergle. Yeah, I think that's the. If you turn them and look at the bellies, does it kind of look blue if you look through to the black? I think that's Ergle. Purnell would be proud. I don't know. I can't really see that. This is what Josh
They
feels
said
like. That's red.
Yeah.
That's 2-inch minnows, right? The OG, or is that the split tail? I think that's the OG because the split tail is recent.
I won them in Fish Miss
Yeah.
giveaway. I have no idea what they're.
I don't know. I guess it could be split tails. That's the thumper. I don't know what color that is. That's hard to tell. I just see the tail. I know that's a thumper. Brownish. Might be cricket. That would make sense.
And then I believe Turner's wife made
Yep.
this.
Yep. Mary with the bass. Yep.
Yeah.
You have a pet bass? I have not seen it. If you do.
Yeah,
Oh,
of course.
actually? Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Fishy. If you needed pet bass, I know a guy who was catching them that size all summer. I know it's illegal.
Bass. Oh, Yeah, in order to obey the law.
Yeah. Well, you just don't document it. Yeah, the state of Minnesota is that way too.
I've got a receipt saying that I ordered them online, so it's totally legal, you know.
Yeah, it's just like you can't go and catch fish and go and stock them into a pond if you got a backyard pond. Yep, you gotta buy them.
Well, no, the
Unless
irony
you're
is, so in
unless you're
Wisconsin,
under 16, then you can do it. But
in Wisconsin,
oh, okay, yep. See, we can't here in Minnesota. You can't keep anything if you're over the age of 16, and the only things that you can keep when you're under 16, like keep in a tank, is bluegills, crappies, I think perch, and bullheads. I think that's the only thing. And there's 3 different kinds of bullheads, and that's all you can keep is bluegills, crappies, perch, and then the bullheads. Can't keep walleye, can't keep trout, no bass, no pike, none of that. It's got to be one of those species. Yeah, I do read the rule book. I know the regulations for lakes that I've never fished in the area.
I've literally, so I've gone onto the DNR websites. Species of fish, every single lake in Wisconsin. Last one.
Yeah, see, I could do that, but that's like I don't have the patience to go through all that. I just know the regulations for most of them. Yeah, no, you can't use any game fish for bait. You can use sheephead.
Correct.
You can use. You can't use anything that's invasive either. So you can't like cut up carp. You can't cut up, you know, like you have to use. But you still can't use common carp as bait, and you definitely can't use any of the actually invasive ones like the silver and the big head and the grass carp and those ones. Yeah, one pole limit sucks.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh yeah, that's the.
Yeah, border waters are the only exception unless you're Native American, and then you pretty much do whatever you want. And I've actually been told that on a live stream once. Yeah, well, even not on their land, there's different rules even not on their land.
Right.
But yeah, no, you can go to either the Dakotas. You can have 2 rods all year round. Go to Wisconsin, you can have 3 rods all year round. You can actually have 4 ice fishing in the Dakotas. I think Iowa you can have 2 or 3 rods. I don't know. I think Ernest Grass lives in Iowa. He'd be the guy to ask. And I don't know. I've never fished Iowa, but I fished North Dakota and Wisconsin.
You're allowed to have 100 in Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy. I think that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, catfish and carp. He'd be out on his boat by himself, and he'd throw a shad on every single one of his rods. He had like 16 rods out at one point, and he was by himself, and he had like 5 fish on at once, and he had no idea what to do. I was there once. I had 3 perch on at the same time.
So.
Right. Right.
Well, thank you so much, Colby.
All righty,
We're gonna
Fishy.
shut her down. I appreciate it. You now will officially have a wrench in Fishy Things Lives, and I'll be contacting you. I'll be asking you for upcoming Fishy Things collaborations, fish games, the Fishy Show, whatever crazy thing I think up. You're in the crew now, man.
Thanks,
you, brother.
Fishy. Appreciate you. Night, everybody. Peace out.